In this episode, we dive into a 100-year-old brand and how they're redefining social media. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Radical Content. My name is Eric Gray. You know what I've always wanted to do is I want this intro to sound not so yelling. This is all live, by the way, don't edit this. But it's always so like, hey everybody, welcome, and it's very aggressive. So I wanted to be like, let's just do like a little take two, but actually don't edit, just make like the sound like, hey everybody, Eric Gray, welcome back to Radical Content, episode 29. I don't know, it doesn't feel like me. We got a great show today. We're super pumped, as always. Today's topic is brands to watch, and we're going to go deep on John Deere. And I'm super excited about this. We got the whole crew today. Samson's in the house today. Do we have some video footage we can pop up? Samson is my, I guess, almost 8-year-old golden doodle. We have another mini golden doodle who belongs to my daughter, whose name is Mango. Mango is a guy, but Samson comes into the office and, you know, just trying to live that entrepreneur dream. We wanted to be in Winter Park. Our office is in Winter Park. I wanted to have a scooter. There's a scooter out there that I can ride around Winter Park, and I wanted to bring my dog to the office, and Samson's here today. So fun, love what we're doing here at Maverick. It's another fun day of production with the team. John's here, Marmal's here, Britt's here, Alex is somewhere around here, Sophie's around here. We got the whole crew in, and let's get to it. Here we go. All right, buddy, welcome into Brands to Watch. I love this one. You know, we do content of the month now, and we get to kind of like take like little small bites out of brands, but this is one that we get to really kind of dive deep, break apart a big brand's content strategy so we can learn what they're doing and help us in our everyday jobs. And today is one that is going to feel a little bit unexpected for some. It's John Deere. So yes, John Deere is the giant equipment company that is out there today. And you're going, Eric, how in the world is John Deere going to be that interesting? And I'm just going to ask you, stay with me, because I promise you, if they can make a farming equipment company interesting on social, then we all can do it. So yes, they are a farming equipment company. They got 1.3 million followers on Instagram. I said 1.3 million Instagram followers. It's a farming company. Remember that? Do we hear that? So anyone can create entertaining content. I promise you, anybody can. It takes a little bit of work, but you can do it. And the cool thing about John Deere, there is a bit of a history lesson here. And this is going to be, I think, new for a few of you guys in the room. So hopefully you enjoy this as well. So John Deere has been around forever. Well, in 1895, which you guys think I'm old, but that's a long time before me. In 1895, John Deere did something called The Furrow. The Furrow was a publication, a magazine. It was for farmers. And so if you go into the world, so we talk a lot about social media. There's a whole other kind of adjacent industry to social media that's called content marketing. So I'm not going to go deep into content marketing right now, but the idea of content marketing is a brand that's creating content that is valuable for their customer, where it attracts them back to them, and over time you will build authority and hopefully turn them into a customer. So that can happen with email, with websites, with magazines, with social media, with anything, right? Content marketing is a much larger strategy for marketing, and social media is definitely a component of that. That was the fastest I've ever explained content marketing, but hopefully you get it. Well, John Deere is one of the founders of content marketing. This magazine, The Furrow, and they knew a long time ago, instead of just promoting their equipment, they wanted to be someone that created valuable content for the farmers and their industry. And so The Furrow became this periodical, this magazine, this publication that was giving farmers helpful information, helpful data, helpful strategies and tips to do their jobs better. And sure, yeah, they talked about their equipment, but their equipment was not the lead. It was really, what can we do to help our customers, to help the farmers of the world? And so I think that's really, really important history as we take a look into what is John Deere doing today on social, because I think that history really is still an extension of what they're doing in social. Now they're doing that in a different way, but they're bringing that, how do we entertain the farmer and farmer might be a more broader term today, but people that are interested in this world, right? It's agriculture, it's people from more rural areas, right? They know who their customers are, and they're trying to figure out how do we create content that appeals to them, that's interesting to them, that is valuable to them. So let's kind of dive in, and I want to break apart their three-prong content strategy that I think is super interesting. The first thing that they're doing is people human stories. They're really diving into the individuals that use these products, that are out in the fields, that are doing the work, that are running the teams, that are creating food, moving earth, the actual earth for construction. Like, they wanted to really bring them to life, and I'll talk about that here in a second. They have this whole idea of entertainment with purpose. And so that's the second core tenet of their content strategy is entertainment with purpose. They're taking their brand and what they stand for and using it in some memes and some jokes and some entertaining ways. And we'll look at some stuff here in a second. The last one is they talk about their products, but they use their products as characters in a much larger story. And so to me, that's a very compelling way. They're not saying, hey, here's our product. It lasts, the gas can run for 47 hours and it can tear up 18,000 pounds of earth or whatever the stats you would have for these types of equipment. They're not shoving down what they do. They're really showcasing them in interesting and different ways to highlight and build credibility, but do it in a very, very unique way. So let's talk about a few of the things that they're doing. Let's first break open this idea of people human stories. So if you don't know this guy's name is Rex Curtis. He is their chief tractor officer. So they did this whole cool, interesting campaign where people could submit to become their chief tractor officer. And it's not what you would think. It's not what it sounds like. This person isn't an expert in tractors. This person's job, well, let Rex tell you what his job is.
I'll travel around the country helping JD plow a bigger picture.
So Rex is like the TikTok creator for John Deere, which is such an interesting strategy, right? They could have gone and said full team, production company, agency, which, by the way, John Deere, call us if you need us. But they were like, let's just go hire a creator, someone that knows this world, knows these people, is interested in these stories. And you heard Rex talk about what his goal is to pull those interesting and unique stories from their audience and bring it into a way that is compelling for a younger generation. So that was kind of Rex introducing what he does. He won the contest, obviously. But take a look at this. This one is a real-life example of, I think, what Rex was intended to do, and it's just good. Check it out.
So whose horse is that?
I mean, how good is that, right? Like, they're literally trying to find a way to do entertaining content about a tractor. Check out this quote. This quote is from Jen Hartman, the Global Director of Strategic Public Relations and Enterprise Social. Sounds like a very corporate title, but talking about what Rex is here for. We look forward to having Rex on board to create engaging, relatable content that first and foremost celebrates our customers and all they do to impact each of our lives. Like, that's so good. And that is what he's doing. How many brands are thinking like this, right? It's just not normal, but they've got their audience value at the forefront and they're trying to adapt. Like, they created a magazine when no brand was created a magazine. Now they're doing social in a way that not many brands are doing social. So that's one of the people's human stories. There's another one here. This guy is my 9-year-old best friend. Check out this guy.
So nice to finally meet you.
Yep, come to the state of Indiana.
Oh, I already see some deer over there.
We're all John Deere around here. But everything's down the shop, so.
Wow.
I own that one, that one, that one. This is a 1970 John Deere 112.
And you're the one that bought it, right? Back then?
Yep, 35 bucks for the tractor.
Oh my gosh.
I call this tractor the best 35 bucks I ever spent.
All right, that is Jackson Liu or Lau. Not real sure. Sorry, Jackson. He's the chief tractor kid. So they've built on top of this chief tractor officer, and they've got tons of really cool, fun videos. If you remember, like the old Sports Center, This is Sports Center kind of ads that they would do with athletes, they kind of do those with this kid. He's like greeting people as they come into the office. He's getting on to people as they are potentially leaving early. He loves tractors. And this all started because This kid went viral on TikTok, and they were like, we got to bring this kid in. Again, a brand that gets it and is willing to do things different. So that's this whole bucket of people and human stories. Let's talk about entertainment with purpose, and let's look through this view of the world's tiniest machine. How good is that? I know you're annoyed that we didn't finish it because this video makes you want to watch the whole thing. But you can see this artist is literally cutting apart pieces of cardboard to build out this almost time-lapsey style, a kind of tiny vehicle. And it's such a social first idea, the music, the text on screen. It makes you want to watch the whole thing. And so they're trying to, they've got tons of memes. I mean, there's things here, jokes, that they have created where their product is the backdrop of something else that's going on. I love how they're trying to create entertainment with purpose. They know who their audience is. And the last bucket, products as characters. The first one I would just mention is check out this kind of, this is going to be a heavy kind of editing job for Marmal. Sorry, Marmal. But lots of cool stuff that we got to highlight as we go through this. They got this like slow motion POV of this giant tractor with really cool music. And then this one's really fun. I mean, they're doing like 8-bit video game style verses between their products, right? This is that last bucket, the products as characters. And so, they're definitely talking about their products. But they're doing it in an interesting, in a different, in an unexpected way on social because ultimately they know that just promoting the product doesn't work. So why be here? We've got to do things differently. And John Deere is really, really doing things differently. So 3 key takeaways for us as we take a deep dive into this content strategy for John Deere. First one, anybody can be entertaining on social. It's hard, I know, I promise you. But anybody can be interesting, whether you're a grocery store, you're a hospital, you're a farming equipment, you're a drink. There's something interesting about what you provide into the world and what your audience cares about that you've got to work hard to find. I'm not saying it's easy to find that creative angle, but anybody can be entertaining. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take your business seriously. Don't take your audience seriously, because that's not what social is for. If I went way back to like episode 4 or 5, I had Tim Clark on this show from NASCAR, and he said, I love TikTok. Actually, you know what? Let's just really screw with Marmal. Let's put a clip up here of Tim.
I am a huge fan of TikTok and what they have done. And I'll, the example I would use for the NASCAR entry into TikTok is I think it gave us license to take ourselves less seriously.
Right? Like Tim is right. Like that moment they found out to not take social, to give yourself permission to not take social too serious, everything was unlocked, and John Deere does that. And the last one is like, take big swings. Like hiring a chief tractor officer or a kid CEO, those are not easy things to do, but they know to do things differently. We've got to show up and find a way to break through. And John Deere, yes, a freaking tractor company, is doing it best. So kudos to you. Kudos to the whole team. Jen, Jackson, Curtis, Rex Curtis. You guys are crushing it. Keep doing it. Great job, John Deere. That's another segment of Brands to Watch. Man, that was fun. Episode 29 in the books. I've been talking about John Deere for a long time, so it's good to finally get that out there and share all the stuff that they're doing. If you have a brand that you want us to dive deep into, put it in the comments. We'd love to either talk about it in our Content of the Month episode, our Content of the Week newsletter. You can subscribe to that. Or when we end up doing one of these real kind of deep dive Brands to Watch segment. They're fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Remember, share this with your team. Share this with your boss. This is to help you, to inspire you to do better things, to help your brand tell stories, and to connect and build raving fans. And so that's what we want this for. You can always rate and review. That's helpful too, so we can get this out to other people. That is another episode of Radical Content. We'll see you guys.